The biggest names in golf are back at Bay Hill.
Certain golf courses that I love to compete on with their history. This being one of them, and so I'm definitely excited for this week. I'm excited to try to tackle this golf course again this year.
Competing in a tournament inspired by one of the game's greats.
It's a great event. I think it's one of the best setups that we play all year.
A tournament with a special purpose, named after an icon known for his compassion and kindness.
One of the great things in my life is having a parent or a child come up and say thank you for the hospital and what has happened at the hospital, and you can't beat that.
An army of people from across the world honoring Arnie's legacy, both on and off the golf course.
It will bring people from all over the world who are sports fans.
Honestly, this is a huge opportunity for us, and we're very appreciative of it.
From Bay Hill, Florida, your host, Arnold Palmer!
WESH 2 Sports presents the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
It is Orlando's signature event since the 1970s. From the entire globe, the best golfers have gathered to come to the King's Tournament to put on their skills and battle boldly for a chance to win at what we now know as the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Welcome to Bay Hill Club and Lodge, Arnold Palmer's second home, alongside Kristen Lago. I am Darren Stoltzfus. Zach Maskovich will join us in a bit. We're live tonight just off the 18th fairway, where Sunday somebody is going to win the iconic red cardigan.
Yeah, Darren, the first round is in the books. We'll have more on that coming up later on in the show. One of the best weeks on Central Florida sports calendar is officially underway. You must play boldly to win at Bay Hill. So let's get right to it, shall we?
Absolutely.
Over the next half hour, we, of course, will talk some golf. Some of the best golfers in the world are here this week. But we'll also take you beyond the course to see the real impact this tournament has.
Yeah, we'll hear from the Palmer family, who is intent on growing this tournament and its impact year after year. But they also want to stay true to what the King would have wanted. We're also going to break down today's first round action as the battle at Bay Hill has just begun.
And it will be a battle, Darren. According to the World Golf Rankings, 47 of the top 50 golfers in the world are here competing for the cardigan this week.
Yeah, but just 3 former champions from Bay Hill are back. Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Jason Day. That's because winning Mr. Palmer's tournament is something special, and it's a feeling few golfers ever experience.
Arnold would write me a letter pretty much every year from when I was eligible to play the event, I think in 2010. And I didn't make it here until 2015. I think there was one point where he said he was going to break my arm if I didn't come. So eventually I did. And, as soon as I got here and saw the golf course, and I sort of instantly regretted that I didn't come a little sooner.
There's certain golf courses that I love to compete on with their history. This being one of them, and so I'm definitely excited for this week. I'm excited to try to tackle this golf course again this year. It's typically one of the most brutal tests that we see all year.
Well, one of the golfers in the field this week has other tests to handle as well, a little more work than the rest.
Yeah, kind of unique, right? Having to deal with homework as well as your golf game. But thankfully, Jackson Coyman says his classwork is done for the week. So doesn't have to worry about that.
The 19-year-old sophomore from Auburn is in the field after his peers at the Arnold Palmer Cup voted him into this tournament. And thanks to the new PGA Tour University Accelerated program, he can actually earn his tour card
so cool.
if he finishes in the top 10 this week. Coyman, currently the number 2 ranked amateur in the world.
I mean, the way to this event is definitely huge. I think previous moments and events have definitely prepped me for this moment, and like I said earlier, it'll be a fun week.
I saw your peers are why you're here. They voted you in to have this opportunity.
Right.
How special is that?
Yeah, I mean, to be recognized from a lot of great golfers who I know very well, it definitely feels special, and just for them to think that I deserve to be playing in this, it's awesome.
What are the goals this week? How do you hope to play?
I feel like I can go out and play well. I'm excited. I'm just trying to go out there and have fun and see what I can do.
Hey, so far so good. Jackson, even par today. That's better than most of the field, inside the top 20.
Yeah, just a cool experience,
Yeah.
right? All right, the mission of this tournament is not just to put on a great show, it's to make a meaningful impact on the Central Florida community.
Absolutely. At the heart of that is Arnold and Winnie Palmer's daughter, Amy Saunders. The goal for the Palmer family, forever keep the philanthropic legacy alive.
taking care of kids and the next generations, and the opportunity we have to do that through the Invitational. Goodness, things are, getting bigger, and but I think that still trying to maintain the integrity of the fan experience and all the things that our team has done such a remarkable job in creating a wonderful experience for golfers and non-golfers to still want to come out here and enjoy Bay Hill and enjoy the golf course and some of the fun activities that you can do.
And the current players, they also continue to keep Mr. Palmer's legacy alive. Earlier this week, Justin Rose receiving the Arnie Award. It's the first time the annual award was presented here at Bay Hill.
That's actually something, though, that will change moving forward. Golf Digest expects the award to be presented each year out here instead of out at Pebble Beach, where Mr. Palmer was a partial owner. This is Golf Digest's highest honor and comes with a $50,000 donation to the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation, Starting back in 2009, the Kate and Justin Rose Foundation took on a mission to feed hungry tummies and curious minds, and has provided supplemental weekend meals for elementary-age children.
Also had some picnics here at Bay Hill. The Rose family lived in Orlando for a decade, but even after moving away, they've continued their efforts here. It's also following the example set by Mr. Palmer.
Mr. Palmer was always such a huge presence here, but he was such a huge presence in the game of golf, and just the way he went about his life and the way he touched people. So obviously some of the attributes that go with this award, to be recognized in that way is incredible. Anytime your name's associated with Mr. Palmer, it's a very, very special moment. And to be able to share it with my family, my wife Kate, who's been by my side for all of those charitable endeavors, all the giving back that we've been able to do, especially here in Orlando. It's been nice to be able to share this with her today as well.
And another golf legend was giving back with her expertise in time this week. Of course, we're talking about a Central Florida native right now, Hall of Famer Annika Sorenstam, who lives in Lake Nona, taking part in a fireside chat at the annual Executive Women's Day. The goal, of course, to give back, enhance the lives of others, and continue to follow in the footsteps of Mr. Palmer.
He was a wise man. I think we've learned a lot from Mr. Palmer in so many ways, and I think you see it more when you step away from the sport and when you start doing other things, whether it's, having clinics or engaging young people into the sport and learning like it's so much more than just a putt or a golf shot, and I think that's what this week is all about. So I think we're all learning every single day, but this is, the competition is a big deal, but there's so much more happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, and another way this tournament makes an impact each year is through the support of local businesses. And what better combination than golf and food?
Yeah, it's the best combination in the world, right? And here at Bay Hill, you have both. The Foodies and Fairways tournament back at Bay Hill this year, bringing a full kind of service experience to all of the crowds that come out to watch this incredible golf game. In golf, the perfect shot is all about striking the right balance. Kind of like a good cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Or a well-prepared bite to eat. I know, food and golf, a bit of an unlikely pair. But the Arnold Palmer Invitational has always been about more than just the game.
Everyone drinks coffee. They use that to drive their day. So I think we fit right in.
This year, the tournament, MasterCard, and Capital One Business have brought back the Foodies and Fairways program, an opportunity for one of Orlando's premier sporting events to help sponsor two local businesses, giving them a chance to set up shop right here on the green.
The fact that we're going to have our own space to be able to showcase what we have to offer, that alone is going to be opening so many doors for us.
It is a completely different audience. It will bring people from all over the world who are sports fans, and the last time I checked, people love good Southern foods.
And the two this year couldn't be a more perfect fit for the identity of API. At its core, this tournament is a tribute to a legend, the great Arnold Palmer. Legacy, also a foundation at Stemma Coffee, a mother and daughter's tribute to their late husband and father.
We ended up building Stemma in honor of him. He passed away about 4 years ago. So we wanted to make our dream that we had with him.
He was in love with everything that had to do with coffee. So the best thing that we can think of in honoring him and keeping him alive would be by doing a Stemma.
And then there's 7 Bites, Trina Gregory's kitchen, where food is meant to be shared and connected over. A reminder that food, like the game of golf, is for everybody.
I want to be an inspiration to other women that, literally you can do anything that you put your mind to. Women are transforming what food means, how we bring it to the table, and I'm really excited to be part of the forefront of changing what that looks like.
And that's what makes the Foodies and Fairways program so special. Bay Hill, a place where legacy, community, and great food all come together. And what better time than in March, which is Women's History Month, to shine a light on 2 female-owned businesses. So I love that tie-in too.
And get a full belly along the way. All right, as we go to break, Sunday on the 18th hole, not far from us, one of the most iconic items of clothing in all of golf will be won. The red alpaca cardigan has been awarded to the winner here at Bay Hill each year since Mr. Palmer passed away. As for the other wearable item golfers deeply desire, you know, that green jacket from Augusta, only the reigning champion here at Bay Hill, Scottie Scheffler, has won both. Welcome back to Bay Hill. The first round is in the books. One of the headlines of today, Rory McIlroy's up and down day. 6 birdies for Rory. You'd think he might be in the lead. No, also had 4 bogeys. He is, though, in contention, tied for 6th after 18 holes. All right, welcome back to Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Joined now by Zach Maskovich. Zach, one of the big themes here at the Arnold Palmer Invitational is the family. And I'm not just talking about the Palmer family, I'm talking about the thousands of volunteers that are in Arnie's Army.
Yeah, that's right. The Arnie's Army keeps growing each and every year, and that's what they want here at Bay Hill. But of the thousands of volunteers at PGA Tour events all around the country, it was a Bay Hill volunteer that was selected as the 2024 PGA Tour Volunteer of the Year. Yes, it was API's own Ken Hoffman that was honored with the award this year. It's an honor that he told me he didn't even know it existed until he won it. But when I got the chance to talk to Ken, you could see just how emotional he was, especially knowing that he won the award for having worked at the King's Tournament.
The main thing about it is Arnie and his dedication to the tour, to the players, to the volunteers. He loved the volunteers. And getting able to be associated with him during his last few years was an honor.
Helping Mr. Palmer's tournament run is a huge honor to Ken, but along with his Volunteer of the Year award came a $10,000 donation to Ken's charity of choice, and of course, he chose to give the money to the Winnie Palmer Hospital for Women and Babies.
That was extremely special that I could donate $10,000 to the hospital. That was one of the best things I've ever done, and I'm so happy.
Another pretty cool perk, the parking spot. Ken gets to park the Hoff next to defending champion Scotty Scheffler. And after Ken parks his car, one of his many duties is to help manage the volunteers that help change the manual scoreboards around Bay Hill, including the monster scoreboard that overlooks the 18th green.
What a great view. I mean, the people are in the stands, they're watching the board.
Right.
You know, you have social media and all that stuff, but they're watching the board just the same.
After spending time here with Ken this week, you can tell how much the volunteers here mean to him, and of course, they are much more than just volunteers.
You're not only an Arnold Palmer volunteer, you're now a member of Arnie's Army.
Yeah, that's right. Ken's been working with this tournament for 46 years, and Darren, I'd say when you've been around that long, you're certainly family.
Well, that's exactly what Mr. Palmer's grandson, Sam Saunders, said. Sam's retired from professional golf. He's now in with the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation as the Vice President of Partnerships. He's part of that next generation that's keeping the legacy. Sam walked us through the foundation's fan tent just off the tee box at 18.
This is the new activation zone for the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation. We got some really cool things going on. Yeah. And immediately when you walk in, the first thing you see, Arnie's Army. That's who's all behind it.
Everybody wants to be a member of Arnie's Army. So we've got the Arnold Palmer Invitational, but we've also got the Arnold Palmer Cup. It's an amazing amateur event that the top men's and women's collegiate golfers in the world, the next generation of people that are embodying the spirit of Arnold Palmer, and it's truly an opportunity to grow the game.
And what stands out to you, or what memories come to mind as you take a look at this?
I mean, because we're here at Bay Hill, the memories for me are spending time with him here. Obviously, I think everyone remembers the famous shot that my granddad hit here on 18, the driver off the deck. I did happen to be on the bag, and he pulled off that incredible shot and gave me the head rub that he did. But just amazing to spend the time here that I was able to with him. This was his second home and a place that meant the world to him. He was so proud to have the Arnold Palmer Invitational here. He loved Bay Hill.
Arnold Palmer!
We have employees here at Bay Hill that have been here for 30, 40, 50 years, and it's truly a family, and it's something that my mother, Amy Saunders, my father, Roy Saunders, and now me getting involved, we want to keep it that way. The Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation, you know, we have three main pillars. It's obviously healthcare. We've got the Arnold and Winnie Palmer hospitals here that we're incredibly supportive of, but we've got nature preservation and character development. Getting kids back outside, getting them into nature, exposing them to the game of golf, and giving them opportunities to engage in a sport and do things that maybe they haven't seen otherwise. Here we've got the incredible Golf Zone Simulator. We want it to be interactive.
Nice going.
What people loved about my grandfather is he was accessible. You could shake his hand, you could look him in the eye, and you could experience Arnold Palmer. And even though he's not here today, we're trying to provide that same experience. And by being able to come here, hold some golf clubs that he actually used and play his golf course on this amazing simulator here, it's just such a unique experience.
Easy game. You're evolving, but you're staying true
to
what made this place.
Yeah, my granddad would have loved this. This is fun.
All right.
Character and tradition is something that you really can only develop over time. We are trying to grow the game of golf. We're trying to keep it fun, keep it accessible, provide opportunities for all types of players. We're on a mission here, and we're going to keep things going the right way.
I'll do this.
All right, welcome back. Hole side here at the 18th fairway. We're joined now by Drew Donovan, the tournament director here at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. No, it's not Zach. Drew, we just heard again, this tournament's about so much more than golf, and now that we're 25% into the actual tournament, just how are things going? I mean, this is great.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. End of Thursday, day one. I mean, we've had a great week so far. It's been it's just fantastic to see fans on site, to see the world's best players right here, and there was lots of action today. The fans were really in for a treat the next 3 days, but the legacy of Arnold Palmer is fully on display here, and we're so thrilled that we're at the end of the first day.
There's so much to love about this tournament, the golf, the impact, but when you look beyond what happens on the course, as great as the action is, just how is this tournament still impacting Central Florida in a way that is so unique?
Yeah, I mean, we have a tremendous impact from not only the 1,600 volunteers that come from Orlando and the surrounding areas, and even from out of state to come here, but we've got corporate partners that come from all over to Orlando, and we're a lot of excitement and activity coming to town, but also the Arnold Winnie Palmer Foundation and what this tournament means for just the impact that they can have within Orlando and across the country. It's today was day one. And we had a great day, and we're just really looking forward to the next 3 days and seeing what we can do.
Yeah, we saw a little chaos in the morning with the wind and the cold, and I mean, we could be in store for a pretty special weekend, Drew.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's there were still a lot of birdies out there.
Yeah. A few bogeys too.
just a few. I think, but from the forecast, it looks like it's going to calm down.
Absolutely, and hopefully warm up as we get closer to Sunday. All right, that is Drew Donovan, Tournament Director here at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. When we come back, we're breaking down the action from today, and we'll also take a look back at Scottie Scheffler's incredible performance last year to claim the Cardigan. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Bay Hill, the entire West 2 Sports team, just off the 18th fairway. Guys, we're going to take a look back at last year's champion, Scottie Scheffler. We were all out here. What did you think of Scottie's performance last year?
He's so cool, calm, and collected all the time. It's like nothing rattles him out here.
The most impressive was that final round when he went 6 under. Everybody else was just happy to get a par last year in the final round, and Scottie was just putting in birdie after birdie, and he just kind of ran away with the tournament at the end there.
Yeah, final round 66 last year to claim that red Cardigan. His second in 3 years. If he can do it again this time around, he'll be the first golfer, other than some guy named Tiger Woods,
some guy,
to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational 3 times.
I tried to do my best after I built up a little bit of a lead to not give the guys behind me too much hope. You know, this is a tough place to make birdie. I was just doing my best to kind of keep plucking along, make a lot of pars, and take care of my opportunities when they came.
Cool, calm, and collected, as you said. All right, we're 18 holes in today. A little chilly to start the day, but things improve.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's interesting looking at the numbers today, a little higher than we're used to seeing.
The conditions did improve. I got sunburn. I was standing out here on the 18 green. I'm sure you can see how red my face is.
Example A.
It did warm up a lot during the day.
All right, we ended with Scotty Scheffler last year. Let's start with him today. Scotty Scheffler back to defend his crown, of course, trying to claim that third red card. Again, here on 18, long bender of a putt, breaks. Comes up just short. He would tap in, finish at 1 under after 18 holes, puts him just outside the top 10. Yeah, when it was chilly and Zach wasn't getting sunburnt this morning, Keegan Bradley was the low scorer in that morning group. How about this? Chip in on 9. Look, his best finish at Bay Hill was more than a decade ago. He was a runner-up. He's 3 under, was atop the leaderboard most of the day. After 18 holes, he is in a big bunch tied for second. That would include Christian Bezuidenhout. Christian short birdie putt here on 16 helps him get to a 69 as well. Just like Keegan, he is 3 under. But everybody's chasing one of the last guys off the course today. Last year's runner-up, Wyndham Clark, a 2-stroke lead heading into Friday.
I don't know if I figured it out, but I definitely feel a little more comfortable on it. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of water. There's a lot of trouble out here, and I think I've just gotten more comfortable with some of those tee shots, maybe a little more conservative on some holes, maybe a little more aggressive on others. And then I think thinking my way around the course better.
It demands good ball striking. You have to really control, especially today, control your flight and distance very well with your irons, and that's something I've been working on quite a lot.
So there is the leaderboard after 18 holes. Still a long way to go, but Wyndham Clark does have a 2-stroke lead on Keegan Bradley. Corey Connors, who always seems to play great here, at least in the first few rounds, and a whole slew of others. Shane Lowry was in contention at the end of last year. He is tied for second as well. Scores a note at the bottom there. Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler well within striking distance. 2 of the 3 former winners here at Bay Hill. What's your takeaway after 18 holes?
Yeah, I really like the way the 2 Irishmen played today. Shane Lowry and Rory McIlroy, just mentioned there. They're both near the top of the leaderboard. But if my guy, Victor Hovland, the Hov Dog, isn't going to win.
I know this is coming.
Didn't really have a great first round here today. I like Corey Connors, like you said. He plays really well here at Bay Hill, especially in the early rounds. Let's see what the Canadian can do here tonight, this weekend.
I think you can't count out Scotty Scheffler. He's the world #1 for a reason. Cool, calm, and collected. I like the 3 C's. We're going with that.
I think I'm watching Rory McIlroy, former winner, personal relationship with Mr. Palmer, pretty cool. Xander Schauffele, ironically enough, tied with the Hov Dog, 5 over. Both those guys going to be battling just to make the cut. All right, for Zach, Kristen, everybody behind the scenes here, our photojournalists, everybody back in our Winter Park studios, everybody at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next year.